My name is Sue Arnott, and I'm the owner of Vitality Lady, and I offer a no-holds-barred approach to living well with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, and post-polio syndrome. This is video number 6 in my 8-video series entitled The Truth About Health, and today I'm going to talk about energy. What we're going to cover today is the number one reason why we lack energy, why what you do with your energy matters, and my number one secret as to how to get more of it. You know, it's easy to figure out why we're so tired and why we're exhausted. Our food is dead, we don't drink enough water, we don't move enough, we sit in front of our computers all day long. We're negative about our lives, and especially about ourselves. We don't like the way we look, we don't like the way we sound, we don't like our hair, we don't like our clothes or our body size or anything else. We're very negative. And we're not committed to our health, which is very difficult if you're negative about yourself to be committed to your health. So I want to start off by saying to you that the brain uses up about 25% of your energy. Now, why is that important? It's important because of the way we use our brains. We're not thinking empowering thoughts. We're not positive. We're not aware of what's going on in our brain. And oftentimes it's like a little recorder going on and on, you know, like, I can't get this finished, and why do I feel like that, and why is she wearing that ugly dress, and why did he say that to me, and oh, my kids drive me crazy. This is harming your energy, because the more negative thoughts you use, the more energy you're using. And sometimes you can have somewhat of a stressful day and not physically do anything and wonder why you're so tired, and it's because your brain is using up all of that energy with negative thoughts. Just to give you a little bit of an idea as to how that works. If you have two people and they're both going surfing, they're going down to the beach, you're going to spend the day surfing, and one of them loves it and is good at it, and the other one is terrified, thinks he's going to drown. So the one that's terrified will go out into the ocean and get on that surfboard and spend the day surfing with his happy friend, and it will be producing all kinds of negative chemicals in his body because he's terrified. So he's producing cortisol and adrenaline and all these things that create that, what they call the fight or flight syndrome. And what that does is it makes him tired, it uses up his energy more, it depresses his immune system, it creates a reality that's probably totally unreal, but it's all fear-based. The one that's happy is going to have the opposite effect. It's going to have all kinds of good chemicals that are going to boost his immune system and increase his energy. And at the end of the day, the one that hates it, that has been stressed out all day, is tired, angry, annoyed, wondering what on earth he did that for, whereas the other one's happy and is ready to go out and party. This is what happens with your energy. And so you can see how a stressed out person uses up a lot more energy and gets a lot more, is a lot more stressed and unhappy because of what's going on. So that analogy, I hope, will explain to you how the brain works when it comes to energy. The more negative thoughts you have, the more energy you use. Every cell in your body responds. So if you have fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, or post-polio, and you're dealing with fuzzy thinking and energy crashes and pain and not sleeping, and that big black cloud keeps coming over you all the time where you just feel so dull and tired and it's just sad and miserable. If you focus on that, it's going to use up more of your energy, and it's a vicious circle because it comes around to bite you, and your symptoms will feel worse because you're making yourself more tired and you're focusing on that. You're telling your body to continue doing that. So no matter what illness you have, that's what happens. So it's very, very important to really guard your energy. Be aware of conversations with others as well. If you tend to hang around people that think it's your job to listen to all their problems and their complaints, you might want to pull away from those people and start looking for people to talk to who are a lot more positive and who have good energy. People who are calm, and people who are happy and make you feel relaxed when you're around them. They're the people you want to be around. So what can you do now? Well, if you want to increase your energy and decrease energy fluctuations, and we all do, We've talked in the past on previous videos about nutrition and exercise and so on, and drinking water. And these things are very, very important, especially the nutrition. Please avoid processed food, dairy and meat if you can. Really get into foods that are live, that are enzymatic rich. You know, sprouts and wheatgrass and vegetables and fruits and so on. And you know, I sprout grains and I sprout chickpeas. Anything that's sprouted is very, very beneficial. It will help your energy immensely. Resting is very important. So if you're overworking, if you keep saying, I can't fit any more into my day, you're going to have to rearrange your life. If you're having problems with energy and problems with illness, seriously, please rearrange your life. It can be done. I live completely differently now than the way I did 14 years ago. I mean, 14 years ago, I'd spent 20 years as a personal trainer, very, very fit, had a great diet, and I think that's what saved me. However, I wasn't paying attention to my energy. I was stressed, I had anxiety, I was trying to do everything for everybody, and it came crashing down around me 14 years ago. And so over the years, I had to not only do a lot of things better and really focus on learning how to think differently and interpret my life differently, but I had to rearrange every day such that I make time for rest. And I still have to work, and visualization and so on and so forth. It's amazing how the body can heal itself if you know how to do it. If you have headaches and rashes and heart disease and back problems, lower immune system, digestive issues, high blood pressure, these conditions and many others are worse when you have negative thoughts. So, you know, really pay attention to what's going on in your head. And I don't mean 2 or 3 times a week, I mean every minute of every day. Start to ask yourself, how am I feeling? What am I thinking right now? And do it all day long. And eventually you'll start to live there and it'll become automatic. It's like strengthening your body. You need to, you know, do a little bit over and over and over again. You can't just do it once. So you really need to pay attention to those thoughts. You can't change them if you don't pay attention to them. And as well, start rearranging your life. Because if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. Okay, so it depends what you want. If you don't correct your thoughts all day, you will not thrive. And neither will those people around you. So just to let you know that everything gets better when your energy changes and you are more relaxed and you feel better. I've mentioned before that when it comes to illness, there's really only one cause, and this cause is initiated by what you've done to your body over the years, and it's cellular malfunction. And there are 6 pathways that we need to address when it comes to our health. I just wanted to remind you what those are. There's nutrition, there's toxins, there's psychological, and this comes under that heading, physical, genetic, and medical. So we're just talking about energy, which is part of the psychological pathway that is really well worth looking at and changing. So here's what I suggest you do for the next week. Write down just each day when you feel energy starting to crash. If you feel like, you know, 3 o'clock I feel like this, I want to go to sleep, whereas, you know, at 10 o'clock I'm up and hyper and so on and so forth. Write that down. You want to see a pattern as to when you get tired, and understand that according to Martin Moore-Eddy, who is a PhD, who's part of circadian technologies, it is normal to have energy fluctuations. It is part of a 24-hour cycle. It's a biological process that responds to light and darkness. So it is normal. But if your lifestyle is not optimal, they will be much worse. Because the goal is to keep the highs higher and more frequent and get, you know, the lows down. As the lifestyle gets better, the lows will start to go away. I don't have energy fluctuations, but I used to have them terribly. So, but it is normal. So it's fine. But so write down when that time is. And then once you know when that is, so let's say it's 3:30 every weekday. So at 10 or 15 minutes before that, get up out of your chair and do a little workout. Do it for 10 minutes, do it for 15 minutes. And that should help that quite a bit. You need energy, you need sleep, you need to be relaxed, you need to be well. And I think that's our goal for all of us. So don't skip breakfast. And please don't have just a piece of toast or a bagel. And especially don't have a donut. Your energy will crash big time with a donut, obviously, because of the sugar. If you just have a piece of toast or grab a bagel, you are going to be tired later on. You need a good quality protein and high quality fat and a good quality carbohydrate for breakfast. Same for lunch. Try and put a great big fresh salad with your lunch. Now, if you need a small, light, healthy snack in between, please go for it, but not everybody does. So when they tell you you should eat 6 times a day, some people do need to, but others don't. Depends on the activity of your blood sugar. Maybe your blood sugar fluctuates more slowly. So don't buy into all these rules in the media. So just see how you feel. If you feel like you're hungry, 3-4 hours after having an early breakfast and have a small snack, make sure though that you're drinking lots of water, because sometimes hunger can be mistaken for thirst. So have a good lunch. I just want to mention caffeine. Caffeine in tea and coffee. There are tannins in tea and coffee, and they block the iron absorption. And iron carries oxygen to your brain and your muscles. So you want to absorb all the iron you can get. And if you don't, like I say, you're going to reduce the amount of oxygen that goes to your brain and muscles. That will affect your energy. So I want to talk about cortisol a little bit as well, because that has a big effect on your health. But I'm going to talk about that next week when I talk about stress, because that is very, very important. It's a stress hormone, cortisol, and we need to talk about that. So I won't cover that right now, but we will cover that next time. If you feel like a nap in the afternoon, and you might do while you're going through this healthier lifestyle transition, that's okay. Just make sure that 20 minutes is your limit. 5 to 10 minutes is best. So if you're able to, have a nap in the afternoon. Don't push through it. If your body needs it, it needs it. In the evening, have a light, nutritious dinner. And again, good protein, good fats. Try and get as many vegetables and fruits in you and live foods as you can. And again, if you need a snack mid-afternoon, go ahead and do that. Or you may not. I find some days I do, some days I don't. A couple of hours after dinner, I would recommend a few yoga poses. Hold them for several minutes, because what this does is it calms your nervous system down, and that helps you with your sleep. Alcohol. I hate to be a party pooper here, but alcohol in the evening does interfere with your REM sleep. So if you can avoid it, I would avoid it. And at bedtime, you've had a nice dinner, you've done a few yoga poses. Now at bedtime, I recommend a small snack, about an hour before bed. Just something really small, like a few blueberries. I make my own crackers, so maybe a little homemade cracker with that. And that's it, about an hour before, because what that does is increases the serotonin in your brain. And again, that'll help you sleep. I find I sleep like a baby, but only when I do that. If I don't do that, sometimes I wake up. So just as a reminder, it's normal to have energy fluctuations. They're usually worse in the beginning, but as your lifestyle gets better, they start to go away. Take care of you and take care of your thoughts. Your thoughts have a huge impact on your energy. And I just want to point out too, if you don't love yourself enough to do these things that I'm talking about, perhaps you need to start there. Because the more in love you are with yourself, the more important you are and the more you want to do these things. So I just thought I'd point that out. So, self-love is very, very important. And as you feel better, that will start to increase as well. But I just wanted to point that out, because oftentimes people start these with good intentions and then they fail. And oftentimes it just goes back to, I'm just not important enough. So you'll find ways to make it stop. So just give that a little bit of thought. And you know what? Rearrange your life, rearrange your day. Don't say I don't have time for this. Rearrange your day. Maybe spend less time on emails, less time on Facebook and Twitter, and more time on you, and more time on getting outside. get away from that computer. And not everybody has to have emails answered all the time. We do have a delete button on them. So, that's a point I wanted to make. Next week I'm going to talk about stress. I believe stress is the ultimate killer. It compounds so many things just to make things so much worse. So I'm going to talk about what you need to know and ultra simple ways to reduce your stress. And I'm not going to say never be stressed again, because we're in the real world and a little bit of stress is good for you. But I'm going to talk about ultra simple ways to really, really reduce it and eliminate stress, from situations that otherwise would have stressed you. Okay, so that's next week. If you have symptoms of chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia or postpartum syndrome, if you want to increase your energy, if you want to get rid of those energy crashes and you're not getting answers from doctors because they're all arguing about what causes them, if you want to increase your self-esteem, your self-love and your confidence, if you want to have clearer thinking and less pain, if you want to get the answers you've been looking for, read some of the articles on my website. I've been in your spot. I know what it's like to be confused and to have that dark cloud come over you. Just get a little bit of energy and then this dark cloud comes over you and you're feeling horrible again. I know what that's like. I seriously do. You don't have to live like that. Your doctors don't have the answers, but trust me, I can help you with that. I can customize a program just for you, depending on where you are now and where you want to go. So please check out my website at www.vitalitylady.ca. Check out my articles, look at my programs, email me if you have any questions. And I thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have a fantastic weekend and a fantastic week. Enjoy yourself. Come back next Friday when we'll be talking about stress. And thank you so much. So bye-bye for now.